Hey everybody, we are back in the living room for episode 7, Zombies vs. Valerie, and we have an exciting new voice for you to hear. It's Kaya Green, the writer of this episode.
It's me!
Yay! Yay! Also with us is...
Steph Kaliner.
Head writer.
Yep. And then to my left?
Yeah, sure.
Right?
To the audience's left is me, Simon Fraser.
Nice. Okay, here we go, everybody. This is Zombies vs. Valerie. This is a fun episode to shoot. This is the...
Dole, it should be pointed out, Dole funded our
sponsored?
series completely, and that
Only
was
with
the only
boxes.
advertising we put in the
Just
whole
for
thing.
this shot.
Boom.
We were like, how's this? We
Headshot.
have your boxes
So
in
that
one
right there
shot.
is Galen Drennan, for the record. He's one of our writers and also my roommate.
Mm-hmm. And this is
Lovely
the
man.
alley behind Val's apartment, which is my
And
apartment.
also, who's this?
Uh-oh.
Who's this zombie on the side?
Somebody
Beautiful
gets it in the
zombie.
face.
Boom.
Oh, take that, Kaya Green.
That was me. I would like to say that this was so much fun that if it were possible to be a professional zombie, I would do it.
I told you
It was
that
so
you
much
had a
fun.
great headshot.
Yeah.
I remember before you saw this episode, I remember seeing that shot. I'm like, oh, that's totally the take we're gonna use, because the way you fell back was just so
Just like
lifeless.
straight back.
So lifeless.
Well, you know,
beautifully
it's-
lifeless.
I do really love how this episode too, like, it looks like a grindhouse horror movie when we're in the zombie mode. Like, this looks like something from the 1980s, like the Day of the Dead kind of thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
The temporary music
This sound alike.
that was used. Well, this, of course, I used the actual track, but the temporary music that I used to cut the scene before that was from Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really cheesy 80s horror movie.
And this is the Fox Cinema, which is in the beaches as well of Toronto, and it's one of the oldest theaters in Canada. And as you can see, A Little Bit Zombie and Manborg are the posters for the movies that are playing in this theater, this fictional theater in our show. And those are two amazing little Canadian films. Manborg in particular is really awesome. It was all done in Winnipeg in a guy's garage in his spare time, and it took him like 3 years to make. It's an excellent example of like apocalyptic cyber future horror movie, and it's really well done.
And A Little Bit Zombie was co-written by Trevor Martin.
There you go.
Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Trevor Martin is an improviser here in Toronto, comedian, improviser, actor.
Like Gina Bella, who's in the booth.
There you go. Good segue, Steph. And this is the actual lobby of the Fox, and look at that, Mark Meir. So handsome, right?
It's hilarious. We shot that hand coming in two different directions because we were like, how is this gonna fit in the montage? Which is the more natural side? And we went with the right side.
Ooh.
This was our first day of shooting.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it was a long day, too, because we shot almost the entire episode in one day.
Yes, everything but the teaser. And, say what you will about our show. I love it. But shooting an entire episode in a day, which we did twice.
Stupid. It was stupid.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Not
This
the
was a
best.
long, long day.
We also chose to do the two, like, one was really effects heavy and the other one was the musical episode, right? Those are the two we shot in one
the
day.
musical.
We
as
also
well.
shot the restaurant one. all
Yeah,
in one
episode
day.
Wow.
2 was all one day.
Okay, so we shot three in one
3
day.
episodes in one. That's ridiculous.
So, this wasn't written into the script, but I really love it.
Oh, this
What?
is Gabe Bautista as well, doing the lovely comic book stuff here,
Done in the style of.
Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
which is of course one of the comic books that I always hand to people to get them interested in comic books again.
I just read it for the first time recently. It's so good.
Yeah, and it's so much different than the show, which is really nice. This is watching Hannah and Mark flirt is very funny to me too, because they're both improvisers from Rapid Fire Theater in Edmonton, and Mark is easily like 15 years Hannah's senior, and he basically was involved in teaching her improv. So it's a little bit of a weird situation, but Hannah rolled with the punches really well, which is good. And I think she really sells their relationship.
They do make a really handsome couple.
Yeah, they're cute for sure.
Especially in episode 4 when they meet. Ooh, sparks fly.
Mark actually stopped aging at 25 or 26. I first met him when he was in his early 20s, and he looks no different than when I first met him. Like, I don't see any wrinkles or anything.
And that strong chin.
That strong chin. And curiously muscular arms.
Yeah. In the background, you can sort of see a blurry Dylan Gott, who's another stand-up in Toronto. And then we've got a lot of really fun extras in this, including Adam Christie, who plays Guy. His wife is an extra in this episode.
Ah, yes. She's standing right behind Mark.
Very fun.
Well, not the dude with the glasses.
Not the dude with the glasses. That's not Adam's wife.
No, that's Taylor White and Megan Cadillon. They were there very early. We had to start super early. Those exterior shots of Gene in the booth were actually done, even though it's supposed to be night, they were done at dawn.
Yeah.
So you can actually see like the sun is rising, but we wanted to give it that kind of like the evening is about to start.
Twilight.
Kind of, twilighty feel, which work nice.
Twilight, not the book,
No.
or
Not
movie.
at all.
Twilight, the pattern
Difference.
of daytime.
Jess Grant, everybody. She's an improviser as well, very funny.
I really enjoy how this is something that seems to happen to Valerie a lot in this series, is she's talking into mirrors and people overhear her.
As they do.
Yeah, as usually happens.
And right in
it
this
comes
shot,
back.
you can actually see the shift from into this. Now we're into this like the grindhouse kind of saturation, this different look. Brett did a really good job with kind of like changing the color when we got into the zombie stuff, and then flipping
Nice
it back
transition.
to a real nice normal feel.
And you might notice that Val's wearing a long sleeve pink dress in the reality scenes, but when it progresses more into the fantasy stuff, it switches into a tank top pink dress.
Yeah, and it's Tim Deegan. He is like a part of the Apprentice A crew, and he came out and was loving being all gored up like a zombie.
This
apparently
this
he
was so
actually-
much fun to shoot, or so much fun to edit. This scene here, I just loved cutting a scene where it's like it's a tension scene, and we don't know when it's gonna. There it is. I just loved cutting it.
I love how white his shirt is everywhere except where there's blood.
Yeah.
For sure, brand new T-shirt.
He's a fancy zombie.
That was a fun beat too. The plunger.
I really did enjoy trying to figure out how gross that would be while writing it. I really like this too.
Yeah, that was
Another
a late.
nice touch.
That was a late ad.
Yeah. And there's Val in her like fantasy in the zombie apocalypse wearing next to nothing a la 1980s. And all of this zombie makeup, we had to do all of the zombies basically in like shifts because we had 3 makeup people and we had to kind of organize the whole shoot schedule for the day over how long it would take to do their makeup.
We had 7 or 8 people in zombie outfits?
This day, I think we had 7, yeah. 4 girls, Tim, and 3, 4 girls, Tim, and then 2 other guys. Yeah, which is fun. And then this whole kind of sliding between fantasy and reality was fun to edit as well.
That was a kind of tough thing to figure out because it's not something we quite do with other episodes, is this full-out fantasy thing that kind of runs throughout. So it took a lot of figuring out how we would negotiate that in the writer's room, as I recall.
I think this may have been the first time too that we really used the fantasy to tell this sort of a parable at the same time. This is what's going through her head. This is these are all the fears that she's forced to confront.
And all the zombies in this one here, all these VFX that you see, the blood and the titling, that's all done by Xerxes Cortez, who is our 3rd VFX guy, with Davin Langell and Nick Montgomery. And yeah, this was the first time we used him on the show, and I think he murdered this. Everything looks so gory and wonderful.
We had such interesting conversations about what order is this going to come in? What words are going to come up when he's texting? And
The last one's my favorite, probably
French.
I really enjoy that one.
And it's all just like, your anxieties you have when you're, going on a date for the first time. So Val's basically having a panic attack, but it's manifesting as zombies.
It's a zombie panic attack. I panic. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Things get messy.
These were fun to shoot. Like a pile of zombies eating somebody is always great.
Okay, so upcoming, there's a shot of her, like, totally covered in blood. I'd like to mention that this was all shot pretty much in, like, the winter, or at least it was cold outside, because Canada.
This was November, I think?
This was November, and then it was really cold out, and what we had to do to cover her in blood was send her outside and literally just pour blood all over her. So she was freezing.
I remember too. You guys came in, and I remember this moment where you guys were like, "How's this? Is this enough blood?" And like, there's some blood on there, and I was like, "There was about that much blood on there," and I was like, "No, guys, she just used a chainsaw, which the blade wasn't moving, and Davin Langell animated the blade, which is pretty wicked." And I'm like, after the chainsaw in this next shot coming up, she needs to be soaked in blood.
Yeah, like Carrie level of blood.
Yeah. So we had to send Hannah back out into the cold.
She was a trooper.
And that was done in the back alley of this theater, so someone later must have discovered a big puddle of blood.
The hilarious part with that is this shot right
There
here.
it is.
Yeah, just soaked and drenched in blood. It looked good splatter on her face. Really nice.
Mark just chummily smiling. Oh, hello.
But when we shot the teaser in my back alley, I live above a grocery store, which you can see in episode 11. They came in the morning to load in, and there was all the fake blood from the zombie stuff the night before, and I had forgot to clean it up because once we turned all the lights off, I couldn't see it.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So they just assumed that two homeless people had a knife fight in the back alley. And then they went to clean it up, and they're like, "It's sticky," because it was just corn syrup, and then afterwards I had to explain it to them.
There's Adam's wife.
Yeah, and with the blonde hair. And the plaid.
That's tartan, my dear, tartan.
I do love that running bit, too, of her handing off the popcorn and then her just stealing it back from Lisa Amarangan.
Yeah. Who just orders another one.
Yeah.
Ooh, this song, I love this song. This is Greg Alsop. And he made a pretty delightful music video
I
for
enjoyed that
it.
music
Oh,
video.
yeah.
That was hilarious.
You almost get to see his
Delightful.
little Greg Alsop.
His wheel thought.
Nice.
Hey, Steph, that's you.
Yeah, that's me. That's what I really look like.
You're wearing the same glasses now that you were wearing then.
Probably the same hair, too.
You have the same moles on the same parts of your body now as you did then.
Except now I'm wearing all this body paint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's this new phase you're going through, which is like the Cirque du Soleil Braveheart phase.
Guys, I'm Avatar.
You're a woad warrior.
And that's Hannah.
Nice. And that shot up there in the top right-hand corner, that image of Val doing the musical teaser, is one of my favorite images of the whole show. I love that shot of her against the sparkly background, just that kind of out-of-focus silhouette. Because Hannah is so long and lithe that just like it looks like it's straight out of a movie. And kudos to us, everybody. And
Kudos to us.
Yeah.
God, we're great.
That teaser, holy mackerel. That was like Casablanca.
Oh, so much fun to watch you guys shoot that. It's so good.
Well, let's not spoil it.
All right.
Because that's coming up in the next
Several
episode.
episodes.
Did you have a favorite moment on the set, Kaya? Something that stood out? Like, not when you were a zombie, obviously that was the highlight of
That
your
was definitely
life.
a highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you were on set, was there any other moment that kind of stood out for you?
On set, you mean just in general?
In general, because
or-
you helped us out on everything. You were kind of like a be-all, end-all PA for the show.
Yeah, no, that's true. I don't know. It was really just fun to watch all the teasers get shot as much. Like that was really the highlight because we went from doing Batman to musicals. Although I wasn't there for the musical episodes, so forget that. But from Batman to like Star Wars to just watching all the costumes and the lighting and stuff. That was always a highlight.
What was really funny for me on that episode when we were shooting the teaser where you, Galen, and Davin were all wearing zombie face, at one point we were setting up stuff down in the alley and I came up to the kitchen to grab something and you guys, three of you were sitting around just chewing, like eating on like cheese pizzas. It's like, this looks so weird. Like I just walk into a room and there's three zombies eating pizza.
I remember how cold you were too that night when we were shooting in the back alley and you were a zombie. You were wearing like a really thin cotton dress and that's it.
It
That
was a
was
nice dress, though.
Lovely dress.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Making the costumes for the zombie stuff was really fun because I just got to tear clothes to shreds.
They're everything.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Nice. Well, up next is episode 8, the musicals versus Valerie, just musicals versus Valerie. So join us for that.
Come back, watch episode 8.
Do it.